Immigrants always send their money back home. What is it to you? Is it your money or their money? Let me tell you something, immigrants who live in any foreign country, not just the United States. Be careful where you invest your money. Invest as much as you can afford to lose. Recently, I was going to invest over $60,000 US, and I withdrew. I withdrew my investment. You know why? I did some research and I found out that the people I'm going to be investing with are MAGA supporters. I withdrew my money. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, immigrants, be careful where you spend your dollar. The immigrant dollar is one of the most potent dollar in the United States, right? Because it's so vast and there's so many immigrants. America is an immigrant country built up of mostly immigrants. So the immigrant dollar is goes very far. It has a lot of weight to it. So collectively as a group, whatever country you're from, wherever, as immigrants, you should be careful where you invest your money. A lot of people don't understand the immigrant dollar because they themselves have been here too long. Their immigrant great grandparents have been here forever. So they don't understand the now journey of immigrants, where immigrants coming to the United States, they have to learn over everything. A lot of times they got to go get a GED. That costs money. Okay. They rent an apartment. They get a car. They get a driver's license. They pay insurance, right? They're paying taxes, Social Security. You dig what I'm saying? They have money in the bank, right? They got to eat. They're doing grocery. They're doing groceries. They got to eat. They're doing this. They go to trade school. They go to college. You see what I'm saying? You see all those areas that concerning with life, you got to spend money into. They need insurance. They have kids. Their kids need stuff. They're buying clothes. They're doing that. They're doing this. Immigrants put a lot of money in this shit right here called the United States of America. You get what I'm saying? Without the dollar, the immigrant dollar, there's no America. So all these investors who are banking on immigrants and are expecting immigrants to come, because if you didn't know about the United States, the less you know when you come here, the more you'll spend. So you'll also spend to learn. You dig? You'll also spend to learn as an immigrant coming into the United States. You'll pay to learn about the United States. And there's a lot of people who set up all types of systems out there for you to pay to learn. And they hope you don't learn. Because the longer you take to learn, the more you will pay. I'm going to be making a lot more videos around this topic. I'm going to call it the immigrant dollar. Immigrants, whatever country you're from, be careful what you're investing in. Okay? Be careful who you invest with. Right? And invest as much as you can afford to lose in America. Why should you invest in a place that will grab you up on the streets, beat you, lock you up in a jail, and then throw you out of here? What happened to your investment? You see? So there are many other countries in the world you could invest. You don't have to invest too much money in the United States. You can invest in different countries in the world. You get what I'm saying? A lot of these MAGA supporters, they own a lot of businesses that feeds off immigrants. They do. A lot of MAGA supporters, they own businesses that feeds into immigrants. And they're different groups because they're looking for the recent immigrant. The recent immigrant are those which recently came to the United States. They recently came to the United States. So they know you don't know a lot of stuff. You don't, right? And you don't have a lot of people to teach you stuff. Nobody has time to teach you stuff. So you become a target for a lot of these businesses. You get what I'm saying? You become a big target. There's a target on your back. Once you come to the United States as an immigrant and you're new here, you have a target on your back, right? And if you don't have family or good friends to teach you life in the US, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle and you're gonna pay to learn because you become a target. So, this one called the immigrant dollar, this is just the beginning of this. I'm gonna make more topics around the immigrant dollar. Like I said, I recently withdrew an investment I was gonna do. I found out that the people I'm going to be investing with are MAGA supporters. So I withdrew it. I'm an immigrant. I'm not going to invest into nothing that doesn't like my kind. Point blank, period. Not a dime I'll invest with them. You know what I'm saying? I'll invest in different parts of the world. I will. They even increase remittance fee for immigrants. Right? I think it's in the big beautiful bill. The propose it's in there. Remittance fee for immigrants. They increased that in the big beautiful bill. You know what I'm saying? Where do they get their a lot of their customers from? Out of the immigrant community. So immigrants, you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of that and stop making these people rich. You know, man, I've made a video about this probably, it's still on my TikTok. I made a video about this probably about 3 years ago on TikTok. People just scrolled past it because guess what? Immigration wasn't a big issue then. Immigration wasn't a big issue then. There weren't so many people suffering. See, about 3 years ago, I talked about this. Be careful where you invest your money. A lot of these people, they don't even like you. They don't like you. They'll put money behind MAGA and these organizations to kill you. And you take your dollar and spending it there. So, I remember this point and topic that I covered 3 years ago on my TikTok somewhere down there. And I'm going to start making a lot of videos around this topic because I understand the algorithm. I know how it works. One video, they'll take it and dodge it to the corner. I'm making hundreds of videos about this. Immigrants, be careful where you spend your money. Invest as much as you can afford to lose in the United States of America. Okay? And if you want to send your money back home or different countries where you feel it will benefit you more, do that. It doesn't have to be the United States. Spend what you need to spend here. Okay? Spend what you need to spend here and invest where you feel safest. Do not invest your money with MAGA. Don't invest with MAGA because these are people who don't like you. Remember that. They do not like you. Okay? Peace.